Today on
Doomed!
Elon Musk takes a huge, gigantic, massive L after spending millions of dollars in Wisconsin on a Supreme Court race. The people of Wisconsin basically say, no thanks, Mr. Musk and Doge. We don't want you here. And they elect the opposite of what Elon Musk wanted them to do when he said Western civilization was on the line. We'll talk a little bit about that. And also, we should talk about this first, actually. Let me pull myself up on the feed here as we get this episode going in full swing. Hello, everybody. So I was going to just cover this today and then take some calls. But just a few hours ago, Donald Trump basically said, remember when I told you all that you're going to get so tired of winning and you're going to keep winning and you're going to come to me and say, "Oh, Mr. President, I'm sick and tired of all this winning. It's too much. It's too much winning. Mr. President, I can't take all this winning anymore." And then Trump said he would say to them, "No, we got to win even more. More winning. Even more winning. We got to win." Well, today's one of those days where Trump just can't stop winning. We're not winning enough. And basically he imposed a massive at minimum, 10% tariff across the board. More on certain countries, and this new across the board tariff is on top of already existing tariffs on certain countries. So to give you an example, there was like a 30 some odd percent tariff on China previously. The new tariff is like 20 some odd percent. So the total that China is now tariffed is over 50%. Now, luckily, we don't buy, we don't import many things from China. So I can't even say it with a straight face. Luckily, we don't import many stuff from China. So, the companies that got to pay the 50+% tariff and then pass that cost along to the customers. Luckily, there ain't that many customers because there ain't that many companies because there ain't that many products from China. We're in the clear, folks. Don't worry about it. Oh my God, there is this doomer / accelerationist part of me. And I've told you about this. I continue to be like, listen, obviously, I don't want this. You're going to hurt. Your loved ones are going to hurt. I'm going to hurt. My loved ones are going to hurt. Things are going to cost a lot of more money. People will probably lose jobs. We'll go into a financial crisis, a recession. All this is very possible. In fact, I believe one of the financial firms, was it JP Morgan maybe, raised the odds of a recession from like 20% to like 35%. But half this country, or half the people who voted, roughly, they voted for him. They voted for Donald Trump. He said he was going to do all this, and they said, let's do it. Thumbs up, let's do it. And this is what they wanted. So there is that like doomer accelerationist part of me that's like, let's just fuck it all. Let's just fucking do it. Let's just fucking do it. We've been on a slow downward spiral for so long. As the kids say, late stage capitalism, man, taking its toll. So let's just let's just do it. Let's just do it. I mean, there's no avoiding what we got going on. This is what they the Trump's voters voted for. Wall Street, and listen, like if you're like just like a regular person, I feel bad for you. And you voted for Trump, I feel bad for you. You got no idea, probably, what's going on. You pay attention a few months, if even that, before the presidential election every 4 years. You're propagandized, people lying to you, misinformation running wild. I feel bad for you. Like, I don't blame you for this. But there are some very smart people. There are big tech CEOs, Wall Street bankers. Well, traditionally considered smart people. I don't think those people are very smart personally. But those who are given that sort of cachet of being the elite, you went to an elite school, Harvard, Yale, Ivy League, and you voted for this guy. I remember reading the articles. I remember reading the articles right after his election. Wall Street bankers, financial analysts cheering because they could say the R word now. And wokeism defeated. No more woke. I could say the N word, the R word. Cheering that. And then when asked about Trump's actual policy positions, like, yeah, I don't believe he's going to do any of that. That was all talk. He's not going to do any of that. This is exactly what he said he was going to do. The stock market tanked immediately. I mean, it was after 4 p.m., which was clearly purposeful on their part. But the aftermarket hours tanked. It'll be really interesting to see what happens tomorrow when the market's open. And listen, I don't care about stocks. I don't know any stocks. I got no retirement. I don't got my 401k. No, it's not just what 401k. It's not. But these things matter in terms of how things are priced. If the very rich are hit, who do you think they pass it down to? They're not going to be like, oh, we lost money, but we know our customer base. They can't afford to. No, they don't give a shit. We saw what happened we saw what happened post the COVID lockdowns with inflation, where companies were just like, oh, yeah, we got to raise our prices because of COVID. Lying. Pumping up the cost. Eating away at their own customer base, forcing them to pay even more so they had even less spending money. They didn't give a shit. So this is gonna be someone in the chat who said that? Where is that? Beaver, are crypto bros worried yet? Oh, crypto tanked too. The idea that crypto is unique, it's separate from the market. Oh, it doesn't follow the stuff. Bullshit. What's Bitcoin? Tanked. Down thousands of dollars the second Trump basically made the announcement. Stock market is the same. And like, hold on, I gotta pull this out. This is funny. Let me grab this. Give me 1 second. So they announced the tariffs, the reciprocal tariffs they're calling it, minimum 10%, and then those who tariff us get more. So here we go. According to okay, so I had it backwards. With China, this is the 34% tariff, and the previous tariff was 20 something percent. I'm still correct that it's going to be above 50% tariff. I just had which one came first backwards. So for example, the EU, according to the White House, charges has tariffs on the U.S. of 39%. So the USA's discounted reciprocal tariff is 20%. It's so stupid. But anyway, this one is really funny. So the last page is some of these smaller islands and land masses. And so one of these reciprocal tariffs is on the Heard and McDonald Islands. Now, according to the U.S., the Heard and McDonald Islands, according to the White House, to be clear, Trump's administration, the Heard and McDonald Islands charged the U.S. a 10% tariff. So the U.S., Trump, reciprocated with a 10% tariff. Now, I didn't know what the Heard and McDonald Islands are. So I looked it up. And so I went to the Wikipedia page. And so here's the Heard. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing it too, to the good people of the Heard and McDonald Islands. And I'll let you know exactly who those good people are in a second. So I'm looking it up. And Wikipedia says the territory of the Heard Island and McDonald Islands is an Australian external territory comprising a volcanic group of mostly barren Antarctic islands, about 2/3 of the way from Madagascar to Antarctica. So I was like, geez, gotta be rough living there. I wonder what their exports are that they were tariffing us 10% at to deserve their own 10% reciprocal tariff. And I'm reading, the islands are among the most remote places on Earth. I'm like, wow, geez, who lives there? And then, oh, what's this? What's this right here? What is that? The islands, which are uninhabited, can be reached only by sea, which from Australia takes 2 weeks in the vessels normally used to access them. We fucking tariffed an uninhabited, 2 uninhabited islands, the Heard and McDonald Islands. Nobody fucking lives there. Where is this what are they? Who? First of all, maybe Doge should look into this fucking scam. Who tariffed us from the Heard and McDonald Islands? If nobody fucking lives there, I suspect the Trump administration is lying because there are no tariffs. Because who the fuck is exporting goods to the U.S. when nobody lives there? It is stunning. It is stunning. Who? I was looking up pictures. It's fucking. It's uninhabited by people. To be fair, if you look up the pictures of the Heard and McDonald Islands, where's this Heard and McDonald Islands? You'll actually find that they got fucking penguins. All right. So maybe there is a group of extremely intelligent penguins, a society of penguins living on the Heard and McDonald Islands. And this group of penguins has somehow, in some way, created a successful export business in which the U.S. is buying goods from the penguins of the Heard and McDonald Islands. What it is, I don't know. Maybe we're buying ice from them. I got no fucking clue. maybe lunar spunk, just three letters in all caps, egg. Maybe this is where the eggs we got are coming from. Maybe there are penguins on the herd of McDonald Islands who discovered the egg shortage crisis in the United States of America, and they put together a really quickly. They put together a egg export business, and that's where we're getting our eggs from right now. The Herd Island, McDonald Islands. Maybe the McDonald Islands specifically is maybe penguins are killing their own, cooking up the meat, frying it up so that it looks like chicken McNuggets, and selling it to McDonald's for super cheap to then be sold to the customers in the U.S. Maybe that's where all of the United States chicken McNuggets come from. The McDonald Islands. Maybe. Who knows? Who fucking knows? It's fantastic. And if you looked at, and that's just the one that went viral. So that's why I looked up that one and found out more about. There are apparently a bunch of other islands on that list where it's like, what, where did hold on, let me I have to look this up because it said it's near Madagascar. Now I know I don't even know what the fuck we would. I know there are some people that live in Madagascar, but it's mostly like a fucking animal preserve, right? Like that's totally what it is. Did they tariff Madagascar? They definitely did. Hold on. Did they tariff Madagascar? Where I gotta look it up. Madagascar. Where is it? It's not in alphabetical order, which is really annoying. Let's see. I can't find it right now. I'm not going to waste time looking for Madagascar because I want to make some jokes about animals. But one thing that's really funny is that someone pointed out that Israel is being hit with a 17% tariff, which is I guess the Trump administration's very own version of BDS, right? And I did see. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Someone pointed out that Iran only is getting a 10% tariff. So we're hitting Israel with a 17% tariff and Iran with the 10% tariff, even though Trump is supposedly like the mortal, like Iran's mortal enemy and Israel's BFF. Love it. So funny. So funny. I mean, all I can do is laugh. What are you gonna do about this? What are you gonna do about this? What are we gonna do about this? Nothing. Oh, the really funny one is Taiwan. A 32% tariff on Taiwan. After just saying how like AI is going to be the future of American industry or whatever Trump said a couple weeks ago. This guy's got no clue. This guy's got no clue. Also, someone else just pointed out, and I just noticed that the U.S. recognized Taiwan as a country in their tariff sheet. Unbelievable. And now people want to know why he's doing this. There's no 4D, 5D, 6D chess here. If you think that at this point, you're even a bigger moron than I previously called you. Like, I don't even know what I'm saying. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. You're a bigger moron than I thought. I called you a moron before. You're a moron times 10. It should be super, entirely, 100% crystal clear to you. These guys are just stupid. I mean, I just told you they tariffed. They claimed an uninhabited island, tariff the US at 10%, so they had to tariff that island with no people living on it 10%. Again, barring the penguins with super intelligence pulling off the scheme of the century. But these guys literally are stupid. They're stupid. The whole point of these tariffs, according to Trump, and no, I've seen the speculation that, Trump's got his crypto business, his different, he's making money no matter what. So if he tanks this or tanks that and decides I've heard all the conspiracy theories and all the different what is it? The multiverses of Trump. I've heard it. But Trump, without looking at the 10D chess and the multiverse Trump has said, looking at Trump that exists in our reality, the purpose of these tariffs is to bring industry back to the U.S. He thinks that we are going to create these factories and companies are going to pay United States citizens like 10 times the wage, probably even more than that, the wages they're paying in countries like China or India or whatever developing nation that these various corporations are outsourcing to save money. And listen, I think the people who live in these countries should be paid a fair wage too. I think it's a stain on U.S. industry that this is what they do. But the fact of the matter is, but you know what? In some of these countries, though, they are not all. There's obviously slave wages paid a lot of here, but there are some countries where the wage they are being paid is in line or even better than what the average wage is in that country. And someone making whatever, working at one of these factories, is actually living, a decent lifestyle. I'm not talking about those instances, but at the same time, there are obviously instances where people living in these countries are taken advantage of and they're treated horribly. But that's a stain on U.S. industry. But at the same time, these companies are not gonna bring the factories and such back to the U.S. They're just not. And the few that will, it's gonna take decades. It's gonna take 10 to 15, 20 years. And even then, even if they bring the manufacturing back to the U.S., the supply, they'll still find the supply to make these goods is cheaper coming from overseas. Even for so many items in this country that say made in the US are actually like physically like put together in the US but are manufactured using parts from outside the country. So I mean, it is what it is, Like what will happen is, regardless of whether a company is like, we will not manufacture in the US or we will start preparing to manufacture in the US 10 to 15 to 20 years down the line, regardless of the situation, what will happen right now is those companies will say, oh, we got to pay this 10, 15, 20% tariff. We will pass that cost. In some of these cases, what was it, 10, 20, 50% plus tariff? what will happen is these companies will just say, we're going to just pass that cost on, the cost of doing business for us. We're going to pass that on to the customers. And that's what's going to happen. We'll talk a lot more about this. I'll probably get on some guests. Also, maybe we won't talk a lot more about this because Trump is constantly fucking backpedaling and changing this shit. I mean, this stuff is instituted now. It's happening. But who knows what the tariffs will be next week? Less? More? Non-existent? Tripled? Who knows? Nobody does. I don't even think Trump knows. He doesn't know. And if there's anything the markets love, it's this uncertainty. Oh my God, I just reminded myself of this tweet from Lib Crusher on Twitter. So Laura Ingraham, in response to the tariff, says the market wants certainty. Today, the market is getting certainty. So this is a reference to what I'm saying, how Trump has previously backpedaled or backtracked and changed. What the tariffs were going to be, or whether to be tariffs at all. And so Laura Ingraham is saying, oh, you wanted the certainty of tariffs or not? Well, today Trump is laying down the law and saying, this is the tariffs and there's your certainty. And so Lib Crusher posts a picture of Bane from Batman, from the movie, Tom Hardy as Bane. And with the Bane voice was, the markets want certainty. Today the markets is getting certainty. It does sound very Bane-ish, right? And Trump is going to show up on Wall Street with the fucking Bane mask on. A 10% tariff across the board. Oh my God. I hate that because I'm a big fan of Bane. Fucking Bane. Bane's my favorite Batman villain. I love Bane as like the comic book Bane because he's a pro wrestler. But Tom Hardy's Bane portrayal is so good, I actually think that Bane is better. Even though that Bane is not a pro wrestler. I fucking love the voice. I love the fucking... So it hurts to picture Trump as my favorite Batman villain. Yeah, that's right. I think Bane is better than... Listen, Joker's great. But personally, I like Bane better. So to make you understand... 10% tariffs across the board. 10% tariffs across the board. And who will pay the cost? You, the people. The people of Gotham. Oh my God. That's right. I'm making myself crack up. But judging by the chat, other people are finding this quite funny too. Let's move on. I don't think I can get the Bane thing out of my. Wind Spirit says you got to work on this one, Matt. Yeah. Hey, I never said I had a good Bane impression. If I needed to do a Trump version of Mickey Mouse, like, 10% tariffs across the board. Oh, that's not even a good Mickey Mouse. What happened to my Mickey Mouse impression? 10% tariffs across the board. All right, let's get to this next story. So the United States of America ain't the only ones taking a massive L today, thanks to Trump's tariffs. We got someone else taking a massive L today. This one's more enjoyable because I enjoy seeing this. Oh, Rich, thank you. I give your Bane 3 out of 4 bats. That ain't too bad then. Rich says that's bad though. Okay. All right. Anyway, Elon Musk taking a massive L. He Musk bet a lot on the Wisconsin Supreme Court race that happened yesterday. Now, yesterday was a special election day. There were a few important races. There were 2 House seats up for grab in deep red Florida. The Democrats weren't expected to win, but they did give the Republicans enough of the run for their money that had Republicans worried that they could have possibly lost their majority in the House. And the final results, while the 2 Republicans did win, were basically Democrats cut their deficit in half when compared with 2024. In fact, one of Florida's westernmost counties, excuse me if I'm messing up this name, Escambia, which borders Alabama, and hasn't voted for a Democratic presidential nominee since 1960. They voted for Barry Goldwater in 1964, George Wallace in 1968. They gave Trump a 20-point victory in 2024. And they voted for fucking Matt Gaetz even after the sex abuse allegations. That same county broke for the Democrat running for office. And I should add, the Democrat's first name was Gay. Literally Gay. Gay Valamont. I'm not trying to be funny, but I know how people think. And you got to believe that in red counties, they're thinking that even more. Person named Gay? They voted for the Democrat with the first name Gay. That's how cooked Republicans are possibly going to be going forward. The 2 deep red areas of Florida with 2 special elections. Republicans won, but Democrats came awfully close. And a county that hasn't voted for Democrat in 3 generations went for the Democrat, and that Democrat's first name is Gay. Again, not trying to be funny. It's just, it's the truth. So that was what happened in Florida. But in Wisconsin, a race I should add. So the Supreme Court race, I should tell you who it's between. It was between the liberal. Now, the Wisconsin Supreme Court race isn't supposed to be Republican Democrat, but you know how judicial races are. Races for judge are. When you elect a judge, there's clearly one who is a liberal and there's clearly one who's a conservative, and that's usually who you're voting against, for or against. The liberal was Susan Crawford. The conservative in the race was Brad Schimmel. Trump had supported Brad Schimmel, so much so that Trump supported him too, but Elon Musk supported Brad Schimmel, so much so that Elon Musk sunk $21 million into a Wisconsin Supreme Court race. And Elon Musk just didn't sink $21 million in from far away. On the ground, he became massively invested in this Supreme Court race in Wisconsin. His PAC, America PAC, was on the ground there. They were doing their same shenanigans with paying people to take pictures with signs, to sign petitions. He did his $1 million giveaway where he gave 2 $1 million prizes away to 2 separate individuals. He went down there and held a rally where he spoke and personally gave those 2 massive-sized $1 million checks to the 2 winners. He said on Twitter just a week or 2 before, not even days before, I think, days before the election, what's at issue here is control of the U.S. House of Representatives. And the reason he's saying this is because the Supreme Court, Wisconsin Supreme Court, will determine how the House districts are cut, gerrymandered and such. So if it went into the hands of a conservative, Wisconsin could be shaped and gerrymandered in such a way where Republicans won't lose. So he says, Elon Musk says, what's at issue here is control of the U.S. House of Representatives. This Wisconsin Supreme Court race might decide the future of America. And just so you believe that, this is what he wrote. Let me pull it up on the screen. This Wisconsin Supreme Court race might decide the future of America and Western civilization. It's a big deal, Musk said. Well, at the end of the day, what was the final? Hold on, let me look up really quick. I stopped even paying attention to what the final vote was because it wasn't even close. Susan Crawford won by 10%, 55 to 45. Over 200,000 more votes. Yeah. $21 million sunk into that race by Musk. Just lose by 10%. And, online, Brad Schimmel, the guy running, he basically told his supporters in a, do I have that clip actually? Let me see. I do. Hold on, let me pull it up. This is the guy who lost.
Just didn't work.
Just didn't work.
Yeah, I've called Judge Crawford and conceded. No. You got to accept the results. Just don't. Yeah, right. I'm not up here making any joke. This is the numbers aren't gonna turn around. They're too bad, and we're not gonna pull this off. Just didn't work.
Yeah. You could hear, I'm not going to say kudos to this guy because who the fuck knows what he'll say later on. But a Republican accepting the results, but his supporters are not. And if you look online, there are people claiming it was rigged. People claiming Democrats stole another election. I just love the idea that Democrats would be like, listen, here's the game plan. We could steal the presidential election, have Kamala win, steal a few House races, steal a few Senate races, and we got the House, the Senate, presidency. But no. We're not going to steal those. Let them win those. We're going to wait for the Wisconsin Supreme Court special election roughly 6 months after the U.S. presidential election. And that's where And only in Wisconsin. We're not going to do the Florida ones. Only in Wisconsin. And that's where we're going to fucking clean house. It's incredible. Incredible. These guys. And Musk's head of Doge, the data Republican, and or was it her mom? I forget which, but that's right, the data Republican. We haven't really talked about that on this show. So Musk basically has this big fan, this woman who is like worked at like tech startups or whatever. She's a huge Musk acolyte. And she loves fucking feeding shit into AI, large language models, and fucking spitting out the data they put as if it's like fucking God's word. And she successfully tricked all these people, including Musk, into thinking she's some like data wonder kid. And so she's heading up like the Doge numbers or whatever, working at something at Doge. And she gained like almost 1 million followers in just a few months. Her mom is also a major figure online. And one of them, I forgot which, claimed that something is fishy. They said something like, something is fishy when more people vote in this Supreme Court special election in Wisconsin than for the presidential election in Wisconsin. Trying to like, gin up the idea that the election was stolen. The one problem is that if you look at the vote totals, almost like 600 or more thousand people voted in the presidential election in Wisconsin than here. It's not true. They're just fucking lying. Like, they're not just lying about the election being stolen, something that like they would have to prove they would have to prove the election was stolen in order to make that claim. But also, we can't prove the election wasn't stolen. Because you can't prove a negative, right? Like, you can't prove something is not, it just doesn't exist. How can I prove it to you other than it not being the case? I can't show you something. However, we know it can be proved. It is a fact how many people, like a proven fact, how many people voted in the presidential election. And it is a proven fact how many people voted in the Supreme Court special election. And we know more people voted in the presidential election. So how are you going to fucking just make that shit up? At least make up the shit that we can't prove a negative of. It's, these guys are dumb. All of them. They're fucking stupid. Seriously. They are dumb as balls. I don't even know what that means. Just felt right to say. Dumb as shit. Dumb as balls. Dumber than dumb. Let's go to the second half of the show. I'll take some calls. I'll take some I'll read your super chats. We'll have some fun here. Let me open the phone line. I will announce the phone number when I open the phone line. So hang in. And I would love for people to call in. I would specifically love for people who don't agree with me to call in. If you are a Republican or a conservative or a right-winger or an Elon Musk fan or a Doge supporter or whatever, somehow watching the show for some reason, I would love to have a cordial, respectful conversation with you. Obviously, my usual audience and anyone tuning in for the first time who does agree with me on things and just wants to have a nice, friendly chat or has questions or their own comments to share, you're all welcome to call in too. But I would love, love, love to hear from people who don't agree with me, who think Elon Musk is doing a fantastic job. Donald Trump's tariffs are brilliant. The Wisconsin Supreme Court election was actually somehow stolen. I would love to hear from those people. Truthfully. Truly. That would be That would be a good thing to a good thing to hear from. A good group to hear from, I should say. So let's go to those the second half of the show. Now, if you're watching live or you're a Patreon subscriber, you're going to catch all of this. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch right now, you don't got to go anywhere. I'm just going to do a few promos, and then I'm taking the calls. But if you're a freebie podcast listener, this is where I'm about to say goodbye to you. Before I do that, folks, to support this show, go to patreon.com/MattBinder. This show is not possible without my patrons. Patreon.com/MattBinder. Your support is absolutely necessary for this show to continue on and grow. To also support this show, you could drop a super chat. I will read your super chats in the second half. YouTube.com/MattBinder. Subscribe to the channel too if you haven't already. Over on Twitch, twitch.tv/MattBinder. If you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, be sure to use your free Twitch Prime subscription that Amazon gifts you every month with your Prime subscription. That's right. If you pay for Amazon Prime, Amazon gives you a free Twitch Prime subscription every month to give to your favorite creator. It costs you nothing extra. You don't pay a dime more. What happens is you force Amazon to give a couple of bucks to your favorite creator you give that Twitch Prime subscription to. Sounds like a huge win to me. What else? Folks, doomthecast.com for the podcast version of this show. Scameconomy.com for the podcast version of my other show, Scam Economy. Disruptionist.com for my mailing list. What else? Oh, as always, you can catch me every Thursday on The Majority Report, and you can catch me every Thursday on Leftist Mafia. I think that's it for the promos, right? Give me a quick break to grab a drink. I will be right back taking your phone calls. And if you are that freebie podcast listener, this is where I say to you, I will see you next time on Doomed. Today on Doomed.
Ecological collapse, corporate fascism, corporate journalism, police brutality, voter suppression, austerity economics, educate the masses, rampant homophobia, armed strength.
We got our first caller.
What's up, Matt?
Hey,
You from Jamaica?
Dave from Jamaica. How are you doing, my friend? What are we going to talk about today? I don't think you are exactly what you claim you are. I would say you're All right, folks, we are back. We're back. Phone lines are open at 646 303 7337. 646 303 7337. While I wait for those first calls to come in, let me read some super chats. Nick with a $5 super chat. I've lost 10% of every one of my last 3 paychecks too because of my 401k losing value. Tell me again why this is a good system. Oh, I agree. The idea that 401, it's absolutely ridiculous. 401k is to beginning with, but I think that's what you're saying. But yes, the tariffs are bad too. All right, we got some phone calls coming in. Let's take those calls. 813, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Matt. This is Annie from Washington.
Hey, Annie from Washington. How are you and what would you like to talk about?
Well, first I want to say thank you to some of the people in chat that have recently donated to my GoFundMe, which has allowed me to receive most of my chemotherapy treatment and also purchase a new wheelchair, which I've been trying to get for a very long time. So I just want to thank everyone who has donated to my GoFundMe over the past couple months.
That's really good to hear. And thank you to all the listeners who've done that. I'm glad people
Yeah.
were able to help out.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Like it's gonna be like a high gloss black with like a kind of like an alien green trim. So I'm super excited. It's gonna look so dope. But I was just calling in because I wanted to talk for a moment about Social Security, if that's okay.
Sure.
So okay, so the entire month of March was so chaotic. They made like a bunch of changes at the beginning of March, and then like later in March they walked back some of the changes that they were going to make. And as someone who relies upon SSDI and Medicare for survival, it was probably the most stressful month of my adult life. Like, not like hands down. Because they were making so many changes at once, and they it was stressful. They were like telling people that like they were that you either had to do everything through the website or try to schedule an appointment. But then when you go to like at the beginning of the month, when you went to schedule an appointment through the website, that part of the website wasn't even functional. I know because I tried to schedule an appointment, but they weren't allowing you to do it over the phone. The wait times, like when you do call in, are like 5-6 hours. I'm not even kidding. They did say like towards the end of the month that they changed it so that way like people who receive like SSDI and SSI can still verify their identity over the phone, but like you like still might have to go into an office and you might have to wait like God only knows, months, maybe 2 or 3 before you can actually get an appointment. And if there's a problem with your benefits during that time, you're not getting any benefits while you're waiting for that appointment. And they implemented a new overpayment policy. And after laying off the people that like handle overpayments, so overpayments are going to be more likely to happen. And they went back to the old standard where if you got an overpayment, instead of just taking 10% of your check, they'll take all of it. And so, like, that was like an Obama era policy even. But the problem is that because they don't have people, they fired all the people that like would monitor that kind of thing. They have no one monitoring it now. So, and most overpayments that happen are the SSA's fault. They are not the fault. In the majority of cases, they are not the fault of the person receiving the benefits. So if even if the new policy is even if it's their fault and you get an overpayment, you like they'll just take 100% of your check automatically. And you will be responsible for like either calling them or going into the office to, try to mitigate that. And, there's a lot. I mean, my biggest fear is for people who are like living in rural areas who are very old, but also for kids that receive SSI, because people of all ages can receive these kinds of benefits. It's not just seniors. Children with disabilities often receive SSI. Adults with disabilities can receive SSI or SSDI. So it's really, really chaotic right now. And I have been like personally following the news closely and trying to like alert people online as much as I can. But it's been really, really scary. I literally went on, like, had to go online, like on the 31st of March, just to check to make sure that I was still receiving my benefits for April. Fortunately, I am. I'm still on track, but I was seeing reports from people who were saying that after the website crashed, when it came back on, they went and they tried to log into their accounts, and all of their account information was just gone. So,
Jeez.
like, yeah. So that's like essentially just like a roundabout way of like kicking people off benefits.
Right.
Because
it's
if
definitely
you go on
purposely
there,
done too. It's not a mistake,
huh?
It's definitely
No,
purposeful
no.
too.
Yeah. And so, and like people need to understand. I mean, I'm glad that like Majority Report and other places have really been covering it pretty well the last few weeks. But this is a huge crisis waiting to happen. Over like 76 million people rely on, SSA related benefits. So, like, if something happens to SSA, then that's 76 million people that can't pay their rent, likely have no medical. Because the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that most people who receive these benefits pay their Medicare premiums with their benefits. In fact, my monthly Medicare premium comes out of my check before I even see the money myself. So, and clinics and hospitals rely, like 60% of their income comes from Medicare and Medicaid. So if people start losing their Medicare and Medicaid benefits, like this will affect everybody that needs any type of health care, because those services will probably collapse. Like, and it's like the waiting list to get doctor's appointments and stuff are really long right now. Like, can you imagine what it would be like if Medicare or Medicaid gets destroyed? Like,
Oh, it would
it's
be.
gonna be crazy.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, I don't think it's a mistake this is happening. I think you know that too.
No, it's not.
Yeah, yeah.
It's absolutely not. And I'm glad. I mean, Social Security has had a lot of problems over the years. Like, it's never, as someone like myself, I received SSI as a child and early adulthood, and then it switched me over to SSDI. It's never been perfect. There have always been like a lot of problems, and it's not a perfect system by any means, but the stress, the anxiety over the last month, at least for me and everyone I talk to who relies on these services, has been just through the roof. I Last month I even was like, I was so worried about not getting my benefits in April because we were being warned that there would be service or benefit interruptions within 1 to 3 months. And I spent like from like mid-March on moving up doctor's appointments if I could to March. I got like 3 months worth of medications from most of the like medications that I take. I was moving up medical tests. I made sure that my wheelchair was ordered by the end of March. So like the and I was telling everybody I knew, like, do the same thing. Constantly check the website, make sure that you're still, getting your benefits. Like, just the stress from that alone is just crazy. And it is just so cool, especially to put, like, seniors and kids through this, and like, I just wanted to
No, I
kind of let
appreciate.
people know about
I
that.
appreciate you calling in and
And
sharing.
also,
No, go ahead. If you have more,
yeah,
well, I'm gonna let you talk. But I just wanted to say I appreciate you calling in with your specific experience. Like, I don't, I this is obviously something that I care deeply about, but I don't have the experience that other people have directly. The direct experience that they've actually been through. So I appreciate you calling in and sharing that. What else did you want to say?
yeah. So there is a national protest
We see,
happening on Saturday, April 5th. It's through the organization called Social Security Works. It was originally called Hands Off Social Security protest. It's happening, they're happening all over the country, but I think since then they've kind of expanded it to like just hands off, like hands off of our government kind of thing. So I would really encourage people to go to their website and check it out and see if there is one near you. My DSA chapter, we're going to be having a protest in our area at the local Social Security office soon. I would encourage people who know someone that is receiving benefits, maybe check in on that person, maybe ask them how they're doing, if they need help with anything.
Especially if it's an older person, because they might not be as savvy with what's going on. Whether it's knowing what's going on with the news or technologically speaking,
Yeah.
what they can do. Yes.
Yeah, offer a little mutual aid if you can, just try to like do whatever you can to help, because we're just, all of us, who receive these benefits, especially older people, are just so incredibly stressed out right now.
Annie, if you had
And
that,
so,
that Elon Musk-esque entrepreneurial, I can't say it right now. I'm so tired. Spirit. If you had that spirit, that Elon Musk spirit, what you could do is you could perform services for people to make sure. I will make sure for but 1 month Social Security check. I will make sure you receive your Social Security.
I mean,
That's what these
hey, like, do
motherfuckers would
whatever
do,
you can
honestly.
do.
That's what they do. That's the type of shit. I guarantee you there is some like fucking tech startup right now thinking up ways to, how could we software as a service this, and for
Oh,
just
yeah.
without a doubt. It's
Yeah.
every one of these grifters.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they want to privatize it. Like, that's perfectly obvious. It's just they're making these changes so fast, and it's so like opaque. The guy that is the acting commissioner right now, Leland Dudek, which, by the way, the dude looks like a total nerd. And like Trump's pick for the commissioner, they both are like Doge sycophants. So like they both want to privatize Social Security and further privatize Medicare. So we have to do everything we can to fight it. Especially because nearly a third of our population rely on these services. So, and I also feel bad for people that are like retiring right now, or like in the near future, because oh my god, like the wait time to get retirement and all that is going to be insane. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that information, and in about a month or so, I'm going to have a announcement about my next campaign.
Ooh.
So,
Please,
yeah.
please
So
keep us updated.
I will call you guys in when I'm ready to make my announcement. But yeah, we're going to be starting by summer. So I'm starting early this time. But yeah, thanks for taking my call and letting me kind of, rant about this a little
No,
bit.
it was a very good call, because I think people should hear from those who are experiencing exactly what's going on, and the degradation of our systems, and what that's like for people who need to deal with them. Because I think a lot of people who are cheering this shit on, well, some of them do take part in and will get hurt directly, but I think a lot of people cheering this on, or standing aside without much of an opinion on it, just simply don't see the effects that those who are most affected see.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's good to hear from like the experts on these things. Like, considering I've been on it like my entire life, I consider myself a quasi expert, but it's also just from experience. But it's also really important to like hear from people who are affected by these things, so that people can understand like what we're going through. And one more thing I want people to pay attention to before I let you go is the Americans with Disabilities Act is also being dismantled right now
Right.
by the DOJ, which they have absolutely no authority to do this. This was a law, created, formed by Congress all the way back in 1990, and then updated in 2010. and like that's really scary too. Because they're basically like trying to make it so that businesses don't have to provide accessibility. So that's also something to really pay attention to right now, because um, it's, I mean, that's scary too. Like, I feel like, they want to take away my Social Security, my Medicare, but they also want to take away my disability rights too. So, it's, I not to make this all about me, but I feel like I'm kind of getting it from all sides right now, and it's been difficult to cope with that, because I'm not even sure how to fight back on that, other than like asking my congressional representatives to not allow that to happen. But yeah. Anyways,
No,
thank you so much for taking
No,
my
thank
call.
you. Like I said, great call. Really appreciate it. As always. Take care, Annie.
You take care too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's go to the next call. And they just hung up. So I'll wait for the next person to call in. Over on YouTube, we got another super chat. Ford8484 with a $5 super chat. Hey man, sorry to interrupt, but where do I go on Patreon to make a phone call? Oh, you don't need to. Anyone can make a phone call. No need for Patreon or anything. Just pick up your phone and call in. That number is 646-303-7337. 646-303-7337. And let me take the next call. Hey, 518. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hey, yeah. It's Jay from the USA.
Hey, Jay from the USA. How are you? What would you like to talk about?
I just had a quick comment on climate change. I had an idea. I wanted to see what you thought about it.
Oh,
What I was
boy. Here we
thinking
go.
is,
Let's do this.
Yeah, because like climate change, the whole
What if we make
idea
a
is
really
that-
big? What if we make a really big freezer, and just put the whole world in that freezer?
Well, yeah, well, sort of, yeah, because the idea is global warming, right?
Right. We
So,
gotta
yeah.
cool the earth down. Right.
Bring the temperature down,
Right.
literally.
Right. Well, one thing we could do
So-
is we could hide me from all the ladies because I'm so hot. I'm heating the place up. It's so bad.
That
Go
was
ahead.
like the fourth thing down on my list.
Oh, it was
gonna
on the
say
list
that.
though. Thank you for flattering me.
So I was gonna get to that eventually, but my first idea was we crank up the fridge and the AC as loud as it goes,
Everyone crank up the fridge and the AC. That's one thing. We should all do it together.
and then we open the windows and the doors, and then all that cold air is gonna sort of spill out and cool everything down.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Problem solved.
That's what you said. You had four at least four, with the fourth being how hot I am.
You and the ladies.
Yes, so that's the fourth one, and you gave us the first one. I'm dying to know what number 2 and 3 are.
Well, first, I mean, what do you think about number one? It's pretty
Number
good,
one's
right?
fantastic. We should all do that. We should all leave our fridges and freezers open and crank that baby up. Makes complete sense, and definitely won't do the exact opposite and cause even more exacerbate the problem.
Right. So you want to hear 2 and 3?
Absolutely. I don't think you got 2 and 3. I think you're really quickly coming up with 2 and 3 because I put you on the spot.
2 and 3, I scribbled over that part. I can't read it.
That's what I thought. I appreciate the call, though, and fantastic idea. We should all do that. I'm reaching
All
out.
right, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm reaching out to. Oh my God, I'm having a mental block. I'm reaching out to Greta Thunberg right now to start the campaign.
All right, that's good because I care about the earth.
Me too. Let's do this. Have a great
Right
day.
on. Same page.
All right, folks, that number again, I saw some people in the chat asking 646 646 303 7337. 646 303 7337. I actually picked that number because I thought it was pretty easy to remember. I mean, obviously, it wasn't like a large batch of numbers, but of all the numbers they provided, 303 7337 seemed kind of catchy. 303 7337. 716 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's Ford. Actually, I was in the chat. I just sent you a super chat.
Oh, Ford. Thank you so much. And were you also the person who
Yeah.
signed up on Patreon?
Yeah. The goddamn echo right now on YouTube. There's a delay. It's
Oh
freaking me
yeah. Oh,
out, man.
press pause on YouTube. You can't watch YouTube. Yeah, you definitely can't watch YouTube while you talk to me on this. Ford, A, thank you so much for the super chat. B, thank you so much for the Patreon subscription. And C, thank you so much for the call. How are you? Where are you calling from again? And what was it to talk about?
Yeah, good, man. It's weird. I'm a little drunk, but a little nervous right now.
What time is it where you
yeah,
are?
I'm calling
Hopefully
from
it's
Buffalo, New York.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So it's a good time to be drinking. I was worried that
Yeah,
maybe you're
yeah.
gonna be like, yeah, I'm on the West Coast, or even worse, yeah, it's morning here in Australia, and
Nah, yeah. Nah, man. Actually, I'm taking like time from work, man. I'm actually taking personal leave. There's a lot of this shit. Like,
hey, man,
it's just,
it's
yeah,
if
it's
you
hit
got a
me
job
financially
that
too. But I'm
you
just
can do,
like,
if
fuck
you got
it.
a
Like,
job you
I'm
can do
gonna
that
do it.
on, then definitely do it. I think people need to take time for themselves when they can. So, what do you do if you don't mind me asking? You don't got to tell me where you work, just like the general industry or whatever.
Yeah, I'm Jack Bauer. No, but no, I work in AML, anti-money laundering, for a
Really
bank.
interesting.
Yeah.
So what are you
Yeah,
doing taking time off? The industry needs you now more than it's ever needed you
yeah,
before.
yeah.
Actually,
Well, that's why I took a time off. I'm like, fuck all this work. But
right?
no, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I, I try to look at the good things about everything, but everything, like, I'm 40 now, but everything reminds me of like those old Simpsons episodes from like the 90s. Like, that's like reality now, and it fucks me up. It totally fucks me up.
What episodes are you thinking specifically?
Oh, geez, like, I don't know, all of them, man. Um,
You
I was in a
mean
stream
like
earlier
the
today,
episodes
and
where like Homer
um,
like fucks up at the power plant or some shit?
oh, all of them. But like, there was a funny one because I was in chat earlier, and the topic of Elon's Cybertruck came up, and I remember randomly seeing it on the street, and I commented like, "Holy shit, that thing looks like it's out of like Cyberpunk 2077." I don't know if you know video games, but like,
Yes.
I also thought of like The Simpsons, if you remember, where Homer made a car for his brother, and it just looked like shit, and everyone looked at it, and it just total future. And like, his brother's like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, it's just like the cartoony nature of all this shit, man. It it
Yeah.
it, it and it's like, this is beyond just the shitty normal policies of the Republicans. This is like like fascism on stupid steroids, which ironically could be a saving grace, because if they're too stupid to get their shitty ideas through, ironically, it could be a good thing in a sense, if you follow what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, can I ask you, has there actually been like a uptick at your job of like stuff to do since Trump? Like
Oh, it's got,
already?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I noticed it a lot. Like, it's weird, man. It like, just people like it, a lot of it's like 90% of the shit we have to like investigate is just bullshit, and it's just poor people, like a lot of immigrants. Um, there's obviously a huge language barrier there, and like they use something called Zelle a lot, which is like a
Zell,
bank.
yes.
Yeah, and like that's how they like a lot of like immigrants from those countries, they send money to each other, but it looks like money laundering. You don't know what the hell you're looking at.
Right.
So
Right.
like
Because it's
like a lot of people are
direct.
like, oh, focus on this, but
It's
yeah, sorry, it's
direct.
kind of hard to hear you. My bad.
Oh no, it's like direct bank to bank transfer. So like,
Yeah, yeah, it's
it doesn't.
instant. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and also
Um,
easy to scam people via that because there's no reversal on a Zelle. So if you get someone to
exactly.
sell you money, that money is and it's a scam. That money is gone.
Oh, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Like some people are like sending like money to like a puppy and like fucking 6 states away. They never met. It's like, come on.
Right. Right. Hey,
Come on, man.
it is
But like,
crazy how people, how honestly easy it. If I had no morals or conscience whatsoever, I could make so much money scamming people because it's so easy to
oh
do
God,
online. It's so
yeah,
easy to do
yeah.
online.
Be like
People
Saul Goodman. Better call Saul. Just
people fall
fucking,
for shit. People fall for shit all the time.
yeah, it's insane, man. But like on a macro level, like this country, it's just I I don't know, man. Like I'm like both my parents were teachers. We're like my parents now are probably like I would say like not like fucking Wolf Blitzer lib, but like more like I don't know, Joy Reid lib kind of ish. You know what I mean? Like I grew up on Carl Sagan, shit like that. And I just I don't understand this like the stupidity that this country is now. Like there's no nuance, there's nothing. It's like fucking WWE wrestling. Your
Oh,
politics. And it's gonna
yeah.
lead to bad results. Like this like like this is what baffles me. Like if I ever thought fascism was gonna come to this country, like you'd think that it would be someone that's like smart. Like I'm more worried about a younger, smarter Hitler. You know what I mean? Because Trump's a fucking retard.
I mean,
Sorry, I
Trump.
didn't say that
Well,
term.
Trump made it so you can say that word now. So you're just.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
No, it's
I'm
all
old
good.
school. I'm 40 years old. That shit splits out sometimes. My bad.
It's all right.
I didn't mean to offend anyone.
No worries. This isn't. Listen, we ain't woke here anymore. DEI went out
But
the window, even on this show. No, I mean
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's
Sorry
it's it is like it's like a younger, like Trump is perfect for this because he has successfully he's charismatic. He's got no conscience or morals whatsoever. He has
Right.
the decades of built-in brand building, and he's exactly what so many people think this country. In many ways, he is exactly what this country is all about. Trump is the living embodiment of the American way, and I don't mean that in a positive way.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah. It's scary. This
this is what America
like
is. This is what America's about. I mean, just
reality TV, like I'm not against Kim Kardashian. I like how she looks, but like I'd rather watch something a little more substantive than hey, let's blah 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 blah, some bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
and I'm not like I'm picking on that, but
no,
I mean.
but you're right in a sense. Like I'm not most people who thinks like reality TV is the bane of all.
Right.
But I do think
a symptom of it.
Yes,
But go ahead.
exactly. A lot of reality TV is very much a symptom of it, though. Like we have, and you're seeing this more and more with like with the internet, with influence, people becoming famous from the internet, and influencers and online celebrities.
Oh God!
Listen, like I'm not saying celebrities used to be good people. Of course, there's been plenty of terrible celebrities.
Right.
But regardless of whether they were a good person or a bad person, a celebrity used to at least have the redeemable quality of talent in their field, whether they were a musician or an actor or actress or author or whatever they were famous for. Whether they were good person or bad person, there was a talent there that got them where they were. And obviously that wasn't, absolute and across the board, but for the most part. Now it's
Right.
like the most narcissistic person is who
Yeah,
will become the
yeah.
most famous because
Yeah,
that's the type.
Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's all right,
Go
because
ahead.
that's the type of personality you need to make it in the new creator
Right.
economy. Like, even like talent isn't enough to get you somewhere in 2025, sadly enough. The most talented musicians, artists, actors, whatever, are not making it if they don't have that fucking, fuck you, I'm gonna make it, and by any means necessary, no matter who I fuck over attitude. That's why you get people like Logan Paul, like the Paul brothers who are famous. You get like literally go down the line of every like 99% of the famous
And
internet
fighting Mike Tyson's
influencers.
like two pieces of shit fighting each other, but like of course we're all gonna be on Tyson's side.
Right.
No, what a
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
waste
like,
of a fight that was.
They're both pieces of shit, but one piece of shit's actually a good
Yeah,
boxer.
we're gonna root
was a
for
good
Tyson.
boxer. Yeah. One guy actually
Oh,
got
God.
there because of his boxing talent, not because of how famous he and his brother
Yeah.
got from being assholes on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, I watch the only phone calls I've done before is with Pac-Man, and I like Pac-Man. I'm sure your audience doesn't like him, but like his phone calls are really quick, so I kind of like this. We can actually talk for a bit here.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I digress.
Luckily, I'm nowhere near as popular as David Pac-Man, so I got plenty of time. I
he's
get
one
why
of the
he
good
does
ones. We don't have to agree with everything he does, but he's one of the good ones.
Yeah,
But anyway, I
well,
digress.
He's generally one of the good ones. Yes, I wouldn't say that
Yeah,
for everything.
yeah,
For
yeah,
example, I would
yeah.
highly recommend you not get your Israel-Palestine news from David Pac-Man.
That's where he falters. That's where he falters.
But
I agree with that.
unlike Trump and Republican
yeah.
stuff, yeah, David Pac-Man's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's we can talk about that for a long time. But and whatever. I like anyway. What I was gonna say, shit, what was I gonna say? Yeah, like mostly what I watch actually is not all political stuff on YouTube. And my point is, like, what I want to call in is, it's not just politics though. It's gaming, it's history, it's science. You see all this conspiracy. Sorry, I'm a little drunk. Conspiracy theory bullshit across the board. Across the board. It's all over the fucking place, man. Like this Graham Hancock alt history shit is like, that's why I love channels that debunk all this shit, man.
I don't even know
Like,
Graham.
it's not,
I don't even know who this guy
just
is. Graham Hancock.
politics.
You brought me
he
someone
peddles
new.
he peddles this alt history shit. Like there's like some ancient civilization from years. It's kind of like
Over
like ancient
400,000
aliens. It's
followers.
like light ancient aliens.
Over
Like ancient
400.
aliens, but not as crazy.
Oh, okay. Over 400,000 subscribers on YouTube. Wonderful. Yeah, listen. The sad fact of the matter is, like, we all, and I was one of those people who's like, oh, the internet's here. This is great. We have anyone can communicate and share their opinion, and this is wonderful. Well, the fact of the matter is that clearly a large portion of our society was not meant to do that. They were not meant to do that. Like, sure,
Yeah.
like funny, but also serious.
Yeah.
Like we were like
That's a good point.
There needed to be
Yeah.
these like guards of like
Or they're fucking
television
kids.
and movies, and there needed to be like, not everyone was meant to have these tools because they do not know how to use them, and they're dog shit fucking stupid. Their brains are mush.
Yeah,
and
and it's okay to say that too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, like it's okay to call them stupid. Like I'm done. I remember watching after Trump won. I was watching Leftist Mafia, and
good show.
Mike Figueroa was just like, I'm done. I'm fucking done. And
Oh no, that was Dave.
like
that was
Mike just slipped
that was
out.
David
Like,
Dole.
I'm not as aggressive as he is, but like I understand like his frustration. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it is frustrating because it doesn't matter if I mean, just look at look at the conservative influencers, Look at the guys that I don't know if you have kids, but that your kids watch.
No, thank God. I
You
have
know,
nephews.
luckily, the out of all those guys, the only person my son is and daughter are into is Mr. Beast. And when I look at the overall like
No shit, isn't that like like really British? Like how the fuck do you
Mr. Beast is the
get
guy who
that
does like
here?
the game show stuff.
Oh,
Mr.
the
Beast.
YouTube guy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
the president guy.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you know,
Oh
looking
yeah,
at
he's
the
great. Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
looking at the
sure. I thought you meant
landscape.
Mr. Bean.
Oh no, not Mr. Bean.
All
No,
right, go on.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Looking at the
Beast. Okay.
landscape of all the people. Looking at the landscape of all the people. Mr. Beast is probably the least worst that they could be into. Like I can't complain.
Oh, that's great. That's
Like
great.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
Mr.
let
Beast
my
is fantastic.
like the fact that there are young men who watch Andrew
Wait,
Tate.
who are we talking about the same person? I just want to
No,
make sure.
Mr. Beast is the
Are we
guy who
talking
does like
about?
the reality game
he's
shows.
like I thought you meant Mr. Beast,
No,
the
Mr.
presidential
Beast.
guy.
Mr.
Okay,
Beast.
so
No, no.
Beast, the big popular guy.
I don't even know
Okay.
who Mr. Beat is.
He does presidential histories.
Oh no, I don't know. My kids are
Yeah,
way
dude,
too young
I don't
for
have any
that.
kids, so I'm just like I'm stuck in my echo chamber here.
Wait, there
But
is
yeah,
a Mr. There's a Mr. Beat? I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, he does. He's a president. He does president. He's a history teacher. He does presidential topics on YouTube. He's great.
Man, that's
I
gotta be the most
recommend his channel. Yeah, he's great. He's a left wing dude.
I'm
He's
guessing he
he's,
came up
yeah,
with
he's
that.
great. I check him out.
I'm guessing he came up with that
I'm
name
sure
a long
your chat
time
might
ago.
talk about him. Yeah.
Joined in 2009, it says on his YouTube. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gotta be the
he's
most
good. He does good stuff.
unfortunate name though. Mr. Beat. Because you gotta
But
believe that
yeah.
everyone's confusing him. Like, oh, you watch Mr. Beast. No, I said Mr. Beat.
It's a fucking hard name to like nail down, especially our shitty connection now. But Mr. Beast, like props to him. He actually went to Egypt lately, and like with an actual historian. Well, he's kind of controversial, or archaeologist he was with, but more or less he was peddling actual history and not bullshit. Like he was there, like of course it was all goofy bullshit I would never watch, so like with their antics and shit. But like it was like, oh, this is real. This is like 5,000 years ago. This is actual history. It wasn't like, oh, aliens are coming here and they landed here and made these. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, yeah, props to him for that. I give him props for that.
So yeah, great.
It's a low bar, but
right. No.
But anyway, yeah, I just I wanted to talk to you about like insanity, like this woke bullshit. Oh my God, man. And I'm in the gaming world, man. This shit is constant in the gaming world. I don't know how long you want to go on, but you probably want to move on.
Let's talk about this. What shit about gaming?
Oh God, dude. Another channel video you should check out is this channel called Fighting Cowboy. This episode, or this he did this one video. It's called The Crash Out, and he's about our age. You're my age, right? I'm 40. What are you, like 37?
I'm 2 years younger than you.
But anyway, yeah. So same generation, whatever. But he just completely goes all out, like, I don't give a fuck if it's woke bullshit, blah 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 blah. Like, and he just flips out and just like bashes all that incel bullshit. Like, it's really well done. Like, and not enough gamers, streamers do that. They don't.
Who is this again?
Because they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose streamers. Fighting Cowboy.
Oh, we were talking. Is this the guy you're mentioning that we brought up on Leftist Mafia?
Did I bring him up in Leftist Mafia?
Oh wait, you brought up something else about Leftist Mafia, but actually we talked about this guy on Leftist Mafia. I think Mike brought him up.
Oh, did you? I might have not been there for it. Yeah, because Mike's more a gamer. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good to see that. I mean, I think more people who aren't political streamers or content creators should speak out, because I think that's who your audience is going to listen to. Like people forget that Joe Rogan was not a political streamer. He grew an audience.
No, not at all.
He grew an audience with a combination of his UFC audience and his stand-up comedy audience. I actually think it was mostly probably, or more so, his UFC audience than his stand-up comedy audience. But that's how he built his audience. And then he started talking more and more and more about politics. And that's why he, what he says meant, as scary as it sounds, meant something to that audience.
Right. Yeah, and then fucking, I love how Kyle Kalinske, man, he like him and Pac-Man, like how I got into this shit, and they're like yin and yang on the left. They have the same ideology but completely different styles. But like I love how Kyle finally saw the light, and he's just on Rogan all the time now. I fucking love that shit. Like he just rips him apart, and like 'cause it's so long, like Kyle was just so tepid with him, like how he does his impressions. I don't want to do that, but like good for him, man.
My only recommendation would have been if I was Kyle. My only the way I would have done it slightly different, where I would have played along a little bit longer until Rogan invited me back on the show, and then on the show, I would have unloaded. Yeah.
I'm surprised I haven't seen Sam on there. Well, I mean, kind of.
According to Tim Pool, or vaguely suggested by Tim Pool, there are big podcasters who have Sam Cedar on a blacklist, and my assumption. And Tim Pool told me this himself directly when I was there.
After that, what's his name? Oh God, that's funny.
And my assumption is that one of those podcasters is Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan also didn't have Michael Brooks on, even though he claims.
Yeah, but like I love Michael, but like he was never like Sam Cedar size. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Michael
neither was Rogan at the time too.
But Michael's comedy broke through to that audience, because apparently Joe Rogan thought, from whatever Joe Rogan saw of Michael Brooks on the Majority Report, Joe Rogan apparently thought Michael was very funny. But he never had Michael on. You would think, you think this guy's funny, and it's a comedy podcast, and you have some like connection with this show, being that Sam's talking about you. You bring on his co-host, who doesn't have the same problem with you. Michael would talk about how he listened to Joe Rogan's show back before Michael passed away.
I remember
he didn't
that.
Bring him on. He didn't want to give Michael an audience. Obviously, I don't
think
believe
one of my favorite scenes with Michael Brooks was it was actually, I think it was 2018 when remember that show Who Was America, Sacha Baron Cohen. Him and I don't know if you were on the show yet, but it was Michael and Sam, and Emma wasn't there. She was after Michael, but it was them two, and what's his name in the background? I'm sure was there, but they reacted to Who Is America, and dude, I love watching that, because it's so funny watching that shit, and just like, because it like with other like people, even though it's digitally, fucking great. I can't believe that was 2018. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Thank you for the call.
Going ranting, but yeah.
No, it was great talking with you.
I'll let you go. It's been a while. Yeah, it was a great discussion, man. Like, yeah, dude. Like, you're the type of guy I'd love to fucking have some beer in a bar with. For sure.
Oh, wait, thank you. I don't drink, but I'll be happy to hang out.
I'll teleport there, brother.
Yeah, definitely. Have a great night.
All right, man. Peace out.
Peace.
Left is best, all that cheesy shit. But yeah, we got to get rid of this shit, man. This fascism bullshit. But take care, man.
Good luck at your job. Watching.
Fuck my job. I need to go back to school again. Take care, man.
It's a good time to be an anti-money laundering specialist. Have a great night.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. Take care.
All right. A lot of calls coming in. I'll take one or two more. Let's see. 360 area code. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, bud, this is Charlie from Washington. I'm driving home, so you're on speakerphone. So if I sound like I'm yelling, that's why. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a little hard to hear you. It sounds like you're a little far away. Don't change it because you're driving. So
no. It's okay. I'll just try to shout really loudly.
share what you wanted to say, and we'll see how long we can take this for, and then if I gotta jump, I'll let you know.
Fair. I just want to say that I've been having a really great month because I got a new job. The only downside of it so far is
Congratulations.
I'm still working. Yeah, what I do now is I do electrolysis hair removal for other trans people at the same place I was getting my hair removed at, and
Very
it's
nice.
it's weirdly fun. I have a weirdly good knack for it. I'm loving my coworkers. Today was the first day I wore a dress outside of my house. It's a dress that I got from my boss's other location down in Vancouver, Washington. Looks really nice. But yeah, I kind of wanted to bring something up a little bit about. I often tell my mom that I can't ignore politics because it's not going to ignore me. And a good example of this. So I had to go down to Vancouver for training at their other location because that's where all of their most experienced people are. And while I was out there, I was kind of disconnected for a little bit. So I wasn't really paying attention to politics as much. I couldn't really be in on the show because I was, my work ends at 8 p.m. over here now, and that's about the time with the drive home. That's about the time you're wrapping up the show or getting close to it. So I had a little bit of a break from politics, and it was a nice, relaxing thing. But at the same time, a lot of the really awesome people that we were treating down there are veterans, and they were utterly terrified of, like, the VA no longer covering their hair removal. And it was heartbreaking and infuriating, but that's kind of what at least for me, I mean when I say politics isn't ignoring me. Even when I want to unplug, even when I put things down, it's still going to affect me. And I sure Black Americans have this the worst because they just stand out. That's in a crowd of white people, you're going to stand out, and this is probably just life from birth to death for a lot of them. But I just thought it would be a good example. That, and it's another example of Trump's team fucking over really awesome people. So many, even the clients at my job, all of them have been stellar, awesome, friendly, frankly grateful people because I guess there's not a lot of us out there doing this. It's not really there's not a lot of organized companies doing this. It's usually older ladies who just have a machine and they run it out of their house and they don't even clean or anything. And my bosses are an adorable lesbian couple who are absolutely serious about taking care of us, taking care of their clients, taking care of people. It's crazy. I've never had a job this good. I've never been this fucking happy. And
that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that.
Myself. But yeah, I just wanted to call and kind of drop a little bit of that, and then to also let you know I might be late modding on Wednesdays now, because literally that is the only downside, is that it runs into the start of your show.
Charlie, I hate to tell you this, but looks like you're going to have to quit that job. I'm sorry. No. Listen, don't even worry. You didn't even have to say.
I have a mission now. I'm out here helping people, and even if it wasn't a pay grade, which actually it is a pay upgrade by quite a lot, I would still want to do it. I would even take a pay cut to do this because this is me helping my community, and I feel like I'm actually doing something.
Didn't even have to.
In a time where you feel utterly helpless, reaching out to the things you can within reach to fix and work on does wonders. It makes you feel like you're doing stuff, and I'm helping my community out, so I'm really happy about that. Oh, and I've been dropping links.
Just wanted to make it clear, you did not have to apologize for missing out on Wednesdays or anything like that.
No. I miss you guys. Dude, chat. You're my family. Chat, all of you. And
tune in to Leftist Mafia on Thursdays, and you basically make up for it.
Oh yeah, I do have Thursdays off, so I will always be there.
There you go.
Say real quick, and then I'll get off. You there?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I've been dropping the link for Annie's GoFundMe in there, because as everybody in the chat probably already knows, she's been doing chemo. She recently says that they paused again because she doesn't have the funds to do it. So I'm still putting that out there. Any mods in the chat, if you still have the link, go ahead and keep posting that. If you need the link, you can reach out to me on Discord. I'm just Jinmir. It's the same as my name, just minus Charlie, and you'll find me. If you see a Jinmir online, it's probably me. But I want to say, a lot of the people in this chat, I find them in other chats, like so many other chats, and we're like a little community. And I'm super proud of you guys. Super proud of you guys, because from the moment we started posting her GoFundMe in here, funds have been pouring in. She's been getting help. We put it on. I got an IM through the majority port. A lot of the same audience there is here, and within like minutes, she almost filled up the goal. She kind of had to bump the goal up because they doubled up on her fucking what do they call that? The pay out of pocket or whatever it is. I the fucking term for it is. It's fucking infuriating, but very proud of you guys. Very happy to be a family. I do kind of miss you on Wednesdays, but I love you all very much. And I'm going to go and finish my drive home. So y'all have a lovely night.
Thank you so much, Charlie. So glad to hear everything's going so well for you. Have a great night.
Yeah, have a good one.
I meant that too. I don't know why it sounded like after I said it, I felt like I sounded like I was like, yeah, so glad everything's going so good for you, Charlie. Meanwhile, everyone else is dealing with this shit. No, I mean it. I'm just joking. One more call, I think, and then we'll wrap it up. I'll read the rest of the super chats. 404. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Nick from Atlanta.
Nick from Atlanta. How are you? And what was it to talk about?
Hey, forgive me. I have a little bit of fear of public speaking, but you were talking
pretend it's just a private phone call between you and me. No one's listening.
Okay, you were talking to a previous caller about Graham Hancock and ancient aliens.
Yes, I was unfamiliar with him. Although I feel like maybe I've heard his name and it just never stuck with me. But yes.
Okay, so I actually tried IMing the majority part about this last week because they were talking about ancient aliens. But I have some additional context, I guess, because I majored in anthropology with a focus in archaeology, and
I thought you were I
know quite a bit about this.
I really thought you were going to say I majored in ancient aliens.
Yeah. This is like 10 years ago, but one of my professors was asked to go on ancient aliens in the early seasons, and he talked to some colleagues who actually did go on that show, and they were all super pissed because of how wildly out of context their interviews were taken, right?
Right, they chopped that shit up, I bet. Also,
yeah.
wouldn't surprise me if they also got them on the show by misrepresenting exactly what the show would be.
Well, okay, so I will get to that in a moment, but the other thing is his other point about why he is never going to go on that show is that their arguments diminish the accomplishments of ancient people who were, a lot of people like to diminish them as, not being smart when they were really actually pretty smart.
Oh yeah, right. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
And so,
yeah.
Yeah. So Graham Hancock, he has a Netflix special called Ancient Apocalypse, and his argument is that there was an advanced civilization about, I think it was like 13,000 years ago, and it holds no water whatsoever. I mean, he cherry picks what he tells the audience. He doesn't tell them what the Occam's razor part of it. It's like, oh well, no, this other argument makes way more sense, right? And there was actually an archaeologist, I think, who appeared on that show. They did not even tell him who he was going to be talking to when they invited him, right? So he was like, it's just crazy. But to the broader point, I follow some archaeologists, Milo Rossi and Clint Dibble. They spend a lot of time debunking the wild, crazy conspiracy theories And I've heard the argument that a lot of these people help, kind of lead people down the deep YouTube algorithm of believing conspiracy theories into kind of a right-wing conspiracy mindset, and so
No, you're right.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, a lot of people don't start with political conspiracies. Like that's not
Right.
even where it begins. Like obviously, if you are already into politics and that's like what you're consuming, then that's one thing. But the vast majority of people who aren't consuming this stuff fall into it because they're into more general conspiracy theories or even conspiracy theories within like niches or hobbies that they're already into.
Right.
I mean, take the take like Alex Jones from the very beginning. This guy didn't start this way, and he brought an audience of his followers who were interested in like aliens and shit into politics. Like that's not how he started. Who else? Like just look at the a lot of the gaming people, a lot of the right wing anti woke gamer streamers. They brought in
Asmongold, right?
Yes, that's one. Who else? Andrew Tate bringing in like young disaffected men who aren't necessarily political whatsoever and getting them to hate women and blaming like wokeism for all their problems. Like it's the start of all of this. It's never politics conspiracy theories. It's these more general conspiracy theories. Now, I don't think like, believing in Bigfoot means you're going to become a crazy right winger. Obviously, there are different levels of conspiracy theories. I think there are harmless conspiracy theories, but some of these bad actors dabble in these harmless conspiracy theories to bring people further into their content.
Right, but talking about pseudo-archaeology specifically, like it is a very, these people they can create these 90-second, whatever, 60-second TikToks that sound very, very convincing to people who might not have been exposed to these topics before.
This is those ones where like along with believing aliens came here and helped like build the pyramids. Another conspiracy is like, but there's like another conspiracy theory, and I've seen this one like gaining a foothold, which is fucking even more insane than the alien one, because at least we could make the argument that like it's very likely aliens exist. I mean, to me, it's 100% they exist. They've just never been here.
For sure. But
yeah, but like at least there's some basis for reality in that one. But there's another one that I'm seeing people start to believe, which is like there used to be a species of like giants living on the planet, and they built the pyramids.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, I've seen so many crazy stuff. Even through the people who are debunking this stuff, that it's like it boggles your mind, right? Like that anyone even believes it. But it's through the lens of people who, even if they are a little bit more sound-minded, like there is a lot of stuff that can, open the cracks of, hey, maybe mainstream academia isn't telling us the whole truth, right? And then that just leads them down and further and further down the rabbit hole.
Right. And then you start believing in really harmful stuff like the QAnon shit that was going around, which actually ended up frying people's minds so bad that they ended up committing crimes. Like there was a guy who murdered his children over QAnon conspiracy theories.
Yeah. So that was really just my that was my whole.
The thing about what you're bringing up though is the idea that like ancient peoples couldn't have been responsible for like some of the marvels and architecture that were created in ancient times. That actually, to me, that's a conspiracy theory that does very quickly tie into political stuff, because a lot of that stuff is built upon race science and the idea that certain groups of people could not be intelligent enough. Like, to me, that isn't the same as like the ancient, like the more like direct alien beliefs or Bigfoot or whatever. Like, to me, that's not always an apolitical conspiracy theory. A lot of times it directly correlates with like neo-Nazi beliefs.
Yeah, I would say that's exactly right. I mean, you know, majoring in anthropology. I mean, like we you know, every single class I had, you know, it was like ancient people are not stupid. You know,
Right.
like I mean, even when they got here in America, I mean, like they had trouble believing that, you know, the Native Americans were the ones that were responsible for like Indian mounds and stuff. I mean, it's there's so much racism involved in that. It's like it's crazy.
Yeah. Great call, though. I really appreciate it. Feel free to call in
Yeah,
anytime
yeah.
if whether Ancient Aliens comes up or not with more background. I appreciate it. Great call.
I really appreciate you. I tune into the majority part all the time. I watch Left Reckoning sometimes. For some reason I did not know that you had your own show. So
It's all right. I used to do it very regularly, like every week, sometimes even twice a week without fail. And then these past couple of months, my schedule has been different, so it's been I've been a little bit more on and off. I'm trying to get back into the regular schedule now.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
I appreciate if definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's free to do.
Yep,
So
I
that way,
have.
whenever I
Yep,
go
I
live,
have.
you'll get the notification.
Yep.
I appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
All right, folks. Let me read those last super chats, and then because it's almost midnight over here, and I'm getting tired. I'm sorry, guys. I see there's a bunch more people who wanted to call in. I will take your call next time. Okay. That's it for tonight, guys. All right, and gals. Let's go to the super chats. You're gonna catch me on Majority Report tomorrow and the Leftist Mafia tomorrow. You're getting plenty of me, I assure you. Kowalski with a super sticker with the cup of coffee one. Thank you so much. And Carrie Shaw with a $10 super sticker. I've never seen this one. A jumping cheerleader with green skin and purple ponytails. Okay, cool. I like that. I need that energy, so I appreciate it. Over on Twitch, we got Rude Dog 2525 resubscribe with Prime. Subscriber for 23 months. Really appreciate it. Also, Airhorn Suitman subscribe with Prime, and Tubbo Lemon subscribe with Prime. Also, Lux Progressive rated my Twitch channel. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support, all of you. Don't forget, if you're already paying for Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch Prime subscription every month. If you do not use it, you are letting Amazon keep your money. Well, they're already keeping more of your money. You're by using your Twitch Prime subscription. Like, let's say, I forget how much Amazon Prime costs. What, like $100 a month or $120 not a month? That's a lot. I would never subscribe if it cost that much. $100 or $120 a year or something like that, right? So by using your Twitch Prime subscription, you're basically forcing them to take that $120 you give them every year and take, let me say, $20, $24 of that money and give it to your favorite Twitch creator. It costs you nothing extra. You still get your Amazon Prime. And you basically make sure that your favorite creator gets a little kickback. And Amazon takes it out of their cut, not yours, not mine. So it's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win. Win-win-win. Also, Ford, thank you so much for signing up at patreon.com/MattBinder and becoming a monthly Patreon subscriber. Your support is greatly appreciated. Can't do this show without my patrons. All right, folks. Who should I raid over on Twitch? Who's on right now? Let's see. We got some of the usuals. Some people I have not seen. Who's someone I haven't rated in a while? Let's see. What are you all saying? Who do you think I should rate? Let me check back in the chat. Carbon says, I see multiple people saying Ego Left says Binder looks red today. Yeah, my I got a bad hair day. It's a little bit it's not going exactly how I want it. And slight the weather. The weather does me in. The change of the season. So I got a little bit of a breakout. Nothing crazy. A little red today. That's true. Yes. Thanks for pointing it out. Who's Carbon says? Oh, no comment chick is on, and it looks like she's watching something Ethan Klein related. So let's do that. This sounds interesting. Let's send you all to No Comment Chick. I haven't rated No Comment Chick in a while. All right, folks. Leftist Mafia tomorrow. The Majority Report tomorrow. I will see you all tomorrow. It's Thursday. All right. Have a great night.